Sebastian Star Bear has a mission to save the world's bears from the surface in this Dutch animation. There's a mission facing 6 young people from the province, which is just as daunting. They form the panel of the children's jury as the Northern Ireland Film Council stages its own Junior Cannes.
So how important is it to the filmmakers to win an award here?
Well, it's quite a prestigious thing to offer because we have 6 children on the jury. That is a very sort of prestigious jury, and the film writers and producers and directors want to get the vote of that particular jury. It's very important to them because if they can then promote that they got the Children's Jury Award back on the international circuit, it's very, very important. And obviously television distribution and cinema distributors like to know that a children's jury, 6 different young people, voted this as the best film, and that's a very big plus.
Coming to the big screen soon, a feast of films for the little movie buff. Cinemagic, one of Europe's premier children's film festivals, has returned.
That's right, we're back and we're bigger and better than ever, Jackie. It's really exciting to be back in Belfast, to be back in Virgin Cinemas. We're also having Cinemagic in Derry this year and Cinemagic in towns and districts throughout Northern Ireland.
American film designer Richard Hoover was in town to share his experiences on the sets of Hollywood blockbusters with young people from the Cinemagic project here.
There weren't too many bright lights, but there was plenty of action at the relaunch of the Cinemagic Outreach project, which was piloted last year. The project gives young people from Belfast and beyond access to film screenings in their own locale, as well as an insight into the filmmaking process with workshops from visiting film and TV professionals. And one of those TV professionals, who never seems to have his cold feet off these shores, was at the launch today to lend a helping hand to a scheme that never existed in his day.
I got into it through youth theatre groups, and the Ulster Youth Theatre played a significant part in the development of my and several other Northern Irish actors' lives. But I suppose now with the advance of technology and stuff, to have this really is extraordinary. It means that if a film business does get going here, that they will now have, in the years to come, all the roles that are needed to be filled in filming will be there. They'll have the craft and the skills, from technicians to wardrobe misters to sound. It's all going to be. We're all learning it now, so it's wonderful.
Part of the any ongoing sponsorship that we do is to monitor the success of it, not only from a monetary point of view, but also the development of whatever activity that we are actually sponsoring. I'd dearly love to see one of these children actually achieve, recognition individually within the industry itself, and also it'd be wonderful to see them produce another film like the Goldfish.
And the future Francis Ford Coppolas are hoping that the success of the Goldfish Bowl will be repeated.
I think it's very good because it's helping us to get stuff from out of our areas. If there's no one here to help us, we can't do nothing. We'll just be stuck in the area, getting bored and fighting and stuff.
It means everything to me, because it's helping Cinemagic work with younger ones more, and we're getting to do more things.
I think it's very good for people, for us in Poglass, where we have hardly anything up there, and that we can come down and have the experience of doing it.
It means that we have more of a chance to do films, because the last time I done a film, it was a great experience for me.
Morag Pinto was one of the lucky winners last year, and she's just returned from her placement in London.
It was 6 weeks working in Shepperton on the working title picture film Johnny English with it's got Rowan Atkinson and John Malkovich and Natalie Imbruglia, and it's like a comedy caper where he's a secret agent and he has to foil John Malkovich's evil villain trying to steal the crown jewels, and lots of explosions and car chases and things. I hadn't worked on a film set before, like a proper film set, and I found that quite incredible. The scale of the sets and the money that goes into them, and at the same time we walk 3 steps behind and you can see the bare boards at the back. To realise that everything is just there for illusion, I find that quite strange. I really loved the workings of the camera itself. I got to clap the clapperboard and change the magazines in the darkroom, and it's old-fashioned cinema, it's not George Lucas digital stuff. It's really all the tricks of the trade. There's one point where a man falls down a tunnel and they've got someone at the side turning and he's going, ah, while the tunnel sort of rolls up behind him. So those kind of things, to see how that works, was really an eye-opener.
Local teenagers try their hand at being puppeteers thanks to this BMI-sponsored workshop, part of the Cinemagic World Screen Festival for Young People. And an adventure which marks the first ever for the world-famous Jim Henson Company, the creators of the Muppets provided hands-on experience of this exciting art form.
There's been a lot of interest from the kids that have been here today. I think they've really enjoyed themselves. There's definitely, from early this morning, I think a lot of the kids were quite shy, and this afternoon, as you just saw with the songs, they're really going for it, really having a good time with it. I think all of us would say that it's what it's all about. You know, it's the magic of it all, and it's not just the kids as well. It's also the grown-ups. It doesn't cease to amaze me that when we're shooting somewhere, people just their faces light up when they see the Muppets.
A host of celebrities will be rolling into town on the 7th of March to take part in Soccer Magic, the first football tournament to be run by Cinemagic.
Basically, we have about between 80 and 90 celebrities coming over for the weekend to play football to raise money for Cinemagic Children's Charity. So we've got teams from Coronation Street, Emmerdale, Hollyoaks, like a couple others I think we'll just keep for a wee surprise for a while yet.
But there are some very, very big names coming over.
Oh, absolutely. And as you know, the lovely Dermot OLeary is hosting the whole event. So we've got all the young people from Hollyoaks and Coronation Street and Emmerdale. So there'll be absolutely loads going on the day.
So there are going to be, how many teams do you think playing on the day, and how's it all going to work?
Okay, well, we're going to have 8 teams. It's going to be 5 aside with 3 subs. And it's going to be a tournament competition. So at least each team will have at least 3 games. So the doors open at 2 and it finishes at 6. So you can imagine the whole day there's going to be lots of cheering and lots of fun.
TV presenter Dermot OLeary will be the host on the day, and as patron of Cinemagic, he regularly comes to Belfast to hold masterclasses.
The nice thing is that, you know, it gets together people that you know, I don't want to sound like a schmuck saying it, but just want to give a little bit back, you know, and with no hidden agenda or no money involved or anything like that. It's just people that genuinely, you know, want to give a bit of their time and effort. And when you get people like the likes of Julian Fellows and Conor McInally and people like this who have been around in the industry, and you know, people I'm still learning off like Conor, who've been around in the industry for 25 years and so forth, then, you know, that can only help youngsters.
And this morning he was facing the feet of local soccer players Chris Morgan and Jerry Flynn.
I am the world's worst soccer player. That's why Joan asked me to host the event, and I kept saying, you know, you don't want me to play at all. And she must have heard from somewhere I got a tip off. She was like, no, just hosting the event, it'll be fine. I'm a terrible soccer player. I've got a great little engine, they say. Yeah, but that's about it.
Thanks for watching, and don't forget to subscribe.